choice, should your office have any say on materials or standardizing home or private school?
Okay. On the second question, no. I believe homeschoolers homeschool for a reason, and that is to provide the education they want for their children. Now, I've spent 4.5 years focused on public education. That's what I've done as a school board trustee. If I'm on the State Board of Education, it will be a similar thing. But I support homeschoolers. I support the choices that they make. And for what I would ascertain from them, they want kind of one thing, is just to be left alone. I don't think the State Board of Education should have any input on what homeschoolers are doing, and the same thing with private schools. The first part of that question was?
Do you have a position on school choice?
Okay. So school choice is a very broad topic right now, a very hot topic. Stacy, you mentioned a little bit about what Governor Patrick said about school vouchers. So you've got vouchers and you have charter schools, somewhat similar in allowing school choice. But let me speak, the vouchers are going to go to the legislature. So let me talk about charter schools with that. Because the State Board of Education does have influence over that. It used to be that the State Board of Education would vote up or down all new charter schools. The way it is now, essentially the commissioner makes the pick over who applies, but the State Board of Education does have veto power. Here's my mind, or my ideas for charter schools. The original intent of charter schools, and the person who basically, if you go back, had this idea for charter schools. It should be a group of teachers who identify a group of students who are in need and find an innovative teaching way to teach them. They work with those students over a period of time, and then they work back with the public school to say, you know what, we had this thought, this or idea, and this worked very well, or it didn't work very well. That's what charter schools should be. I think we've gotten away from that. We've had a divide in them where they're at public schools and charter schools are at odds with each other. I'd like to see that brought back to its original intent, where charter schools are doing innovative teaching ideas and working back with the public schools to find ways to make education better.
Okay. We're running out of time, so I'm going to read these last three very quickly, and if you can just address them as quickly as you can. Should we require the teaching of cursive writing? A former SBOE member mentioned, and on a recent conference call, that there are more than 4 superintendents that make more than the President of the United States. Is this true? And why do tens of thousands of parents spend tens of thousands of dollars to avoid sending their children to public schools that they've paid thousands for in property taxes?
Okay, see if I can remember all three. First one, cursive, absolutely. There's a foundation that we need to make sure that we keep in our public schools. Cursive is one of them. Multiplication facts. All those are things that we have to make sure that we continue. They're in our TEKS now. I think they're actually being increased when we're doing the changing of the TEKS right now, but we need to continue along those lines. Second question was
salaries.
Salaries. I don't know the data, but I can almost assure you that that's right, and I would probably guess there might be more than 4 that do that. We were in a group doing some learning with Beaumont school or superintendent a couple years ago, and he was in the 300,000s. So I know that to be true. I can tell you the Lufkin ISD school or superintendent does not make more than the president. But again, local control. If there's an issue there, that local school board needs to be held accountable for that. And the last one was parents who pay taxes for that. There's 2 sides to that. Again, I mentioned that public education is for the benefit of the community. So we have to keep that in mind, that if we just had parents pay for their public education, we'd be in dire straits because it would be very tough to do. But on the other hand, what she was talking about with the education savings grants and those types of things are another avenue to make sure we try to find a better way to do that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ellis.
Thank you very much.